Alright, I'm live. Welcome everyone to the day number 16 of coding my startup. So we're a little bit over 2 weeks and we actually have already quite a lot of stuff. So whoever joins for the first time, I can show you what do we have so far. So first, what is the startup that I'm coding? The startup is called learnapex.com, quite a simple name. And this is another platform for learning how to code. But the catch about this platform that first, it is fully automated. Second, that this is for very niche Salesforce industry, which I am a Salesforce developer, so I see the need in such a platform. And the catch is also that I'm running courses, and I know that, and worst case, if my startup fails, I'm gonna use it for my courses that I run. It's currently, let me show what do we have so far. That's not it. First, let me check if I'm actually live. Am I live? I am live. Nice, awesome. That sounds good. And let me show what do I have here. So in here, I'm also checking here my YouTube, because YouTube, I always need to upload a thumbnail for the YouTube, because by default, YouTube takes very bad thumbnail. Alright, so this is what I have so far, and you can go here to modules, and you see those are different modules, and this is the side menu, and nothing is dynamic so far. But we already have with another team member of mine, we already have the connection to database. So basically here, let me close it. Here's the Trello board that we have. Learn Apex. And my task for today is to upload the first topic to the database. We had today a little bit of brainstorming session, and oh, it's gone. It's gone. Interesting. So I shared my Excalibur with him, and now it's gone. Nice. Whatever. So I can very quick. I can just make the way we had it. No, I don't want to have it. I want to have it like this. So the idea will be. Let me actually write him, and let me ask him. So he's from Ukraine. Let me ask him if he has. Okay, maybe I can just click on it. Oh yeah, we do have it. Oh nice. I'm just gonna make a screenshot just to be sure that that doesn't go away. So that's what we have. We have here a lesson, and a lesson is gonna contain different topics. So not like this. I can basically cut it out. That's not how we want to have it. This topic's gonna have IDs, and topics will be saved in another collection in the MongoDB. And the topics, they're gonna have the body itself and IDs of tasks, and tasks will be saved here. So I think I need to modify here a little bit. It's gonna be ID. Let me switch back. ID and ID as well. Alright, and then tasks. And tasks will be saved into different collection. So my task for today is to take the JSON that I had yesterday from my blog, basically, to take it and to make the first topic completely with all the tasks and all the tests, because it's something that we need to basically fill out the first topic. As soon as we have the first topic, so if we go here to modules, let's say syntax, so those are lessons. If we click here, we're gonna see here topics. Those are topics. So if I click here, that's the topic number 1. And this topic, the idea is that it has different tasks. I'm also using the Figma board that I created. So basically, that's the layout I had. It looked quite good. Doesn't look that good now, but that's not the premise, right? The idea is to ship as quick as possible, something that brings the value. And once we ship, we can modify it. We can make it good looking, we can make whatever, but if we don't ship, if there is no product, there will be no revenue, there will be no money, no business, everything's gonna be dead. I'm gonna need to fire all the people. So the most important is shipping, right? So that was a very, very quick recap of everything that we have. And first thing, I'm gonna run on the local host. And I need to focus as much as I can npm run dev on actually bringing the first tasks into life. Disconnect org, sign out. And in sign out works not perfectly, but it works somehow. What I actually was thinking also about is changing this thing into just one-time payment. I think it's from marketing perspective of first clients, that would be the best way. So just basically you're buying a course, right? So just pay one time and that's it. Now the question is how to price it. And I think I wanted to just look up very quick what is the pricing of the small bets, the community that I am in. And I'm not gonna log out. I probably will just go and create a private tab and I'm gonna have a look what kind of pricing do they have. I want to join. Okay, so they have lifetime membership for this money. And they have 1 year membership for $100. Ooh, I think it's very fair. Okay, so let's say I take this price, 185. How many people do I need to get into 10k? Let's say 10k revenue. So I don't know, 10,000. That sounds for me like a really good baseline for the revenue that I would like to have. That will basically, so 10,000 of revenue. That will basically mean that I kind of can be sure about the project for the next year, and I have money to hire the developers, to keep the team going for at least a year. So accept all. We're gonna need 54 clients, which sounds a lot. I'm not so sure if I will be able to actually get that many clients. Yeah, that kind of I thought it's gonna be less. Yeah, so the pricing part I'm still kind of thinking, but I think it kind of makes sense to make it one-time payment. I mean, of course, if we take the price that he has as a regular price, that's much better, right? 25 sounds much easier to get than 50, 54, but still, he has 4,000. 4,971. Let's say the average price that people paid is, let's say, 200. Then he has what, close to 1 million of revenue. That's crazy. That's crazy. I also don't think that the small bets community, that they have any costs for running them. I mean, probably have, but very few costs. I mean, it's basically just a Discord group, right? I mean, not really. So actually, if someone wanna join the small bets, really good community. I love this community, really good. Yeah, now basically what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna try to separate the JSON that I have into the tasks. So I can keep it like this. Gittic Gaelic 12. Hi, welcome. I forgot to write in the chat. Welcome to the day 16. I can't believe that it's day 16. I've been streaming every single day for 16 days in a row. That sounds quite crazy for me, and I didn't even plan it. It's not like I sat down on the New Year's resolution and wrote that my goal is to stream for that long. But still, I like it. Okay, so the first module that I wanna do would be the Sokol module. The Sokol. Sloops, Sokol in Apex. Okay, I'm gonna take this whole thing and take it out and take this thing out now. Okay, so this is title. Content, something is missing here, I think. For some reason it's not highlighting as a JSON. Do I need here comma? Nope. Should be the right format though. What's going on? Curly brackets, key value. And actually, after 16 days of streaming every day, I would say that I learned, in terms of front-end development, I learned basically much more than I learned in the last I don't know, year of working in the development. It pushes you so much, and it shows like how little I actually know about that. I feel stupid 90% of the time. It looks scary. It looks scary. It does look scary. It does. I don't even want to read what's there, but I have to. This is I can show how it looks actually on the website. On the website, it's not so scary. It looks much better. Looks much better. I think I also want to validate it, because validate. Yeah, I can basically do two things at the same time here, because my website is so slow that in the meanwhile while the website loading, I can basically do a lot of stuff. Validate JSON. I already told this story yesterday. I hired people, some folks in Ukraine, and they made a really crappy website for me. Validate. Can it even validate that big of a JSON, or it's just freezing? Azamat, hi. Yeah, so this is how it looks on the website. If it opens at some point. Yeah, look, so we have here images, we have here table of contents, and we have here code. And my task would be to get all these topics. So we have here how many? Basically 15 topics, 14 topics, and my task is to get them into separate JSON, so that later I can go and upload them into the MongoDB. Now the question is, should I try to make something out of this super scary code, or should I chat GraphQL plus WordPress REST endpoint? GraphQL. Why would you need to convert them into JSON for? To put them into the database? To put them in the MongoDB? Like, the idea is that we have this website, right? Basically, I want to ditch my previous website. So you're populating your entire WordPress content into MongoDB. No, only 12 topics. Only 12 topics. Basically, from this block, I would say, yeah, it should be around 10 or 12 topics. Definitely Sokol, loops, if else, lists as objects, those things. But now you gave me a really good and interesting idea. What if we don't need a database for that? Why would I need a database for that? Maybe I could somehow just make an endpoint in the WordPress and just query them from my website. No, now you're now hacking my website. It is always available. Wait, is it JSON? Is it my website as a JSON? Wait, what is this? Is it the description of my from VP JSON endpoint? Oh, I see. So WordPress by default, it has endpoints. Man, this is so helpful. Let me make the chat smaller so it doesn't go into my face. REST API reference. The WordPress REST is organized around REST and it is designed. Wow, that okay, so I can just take it out of the WordPress. That makes it so easy, so much easier. Wait, does it mean that everyone can take out the content of my website? Haha. Oh, that's it would be easier to manage content from the WordPress too. You're right. You're right. Wow, this is very helpful, guys. That's why most people block the endpoints and add auth to prevent people stealing it. That's true. I see. Yeah, and then I can basically create my posts in the WordPress. And I can just pull them within your WordPress. There's a plugin you can install for GraphQL. Okay. GraphQL, WordPress, and play with it. I guess the first step for me would be to learn what is GraphQL. WordPress plugin. Let's see. Source plugin that provides GraphQL schema and API. So as far as I understand, GraphQL is basically some kind of something that allows you more flexible without defining your schema to pull the data from the API. So I have very limited understanding of that. I'm gonna need to actually read about that. But even having this thing, let me have a look. So, but does it VP JSON? It doesn't expose my posts, but I think they have here, they have somewhere posts. The endpoint you're seeing is the global one. Yeah, so it's like a global just description of my whole WordPress thing. Simple Sphere, I remember you from the last time. You're helping me a lot. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's say I wanna have a look at the posts. JSON ID link. Okay, let's have a look. Where did they have VP post? You need to go post one. Yeah. Probably I needed to do like this. Maybe no. Nah, probably not. I would say, oh, okay. This is insane. And it was all the time. Someone could just go to my website and just take all the stuff and just make the copy, which is, I mean, it's it's not insanely bad for me, but I wouldn't want that to happen. You can do that to any WordPress website. Ugh, man. There was another question. Hello, where are you streaming now besides YouTube? I stream on Twitch. So I discovered for me streaming on Twitch, and I love Twitch. I love it. I started watching Twitch. I started streaming on Twitch. It's really, really, really cool. I can send you. There's a whole community of people who are basically building stuff on Twitch. And it's really cool. Like I feel like I discovered this, I think, software and game development, and it's really good. Yeah, so I like it. But anyway, going back, this is insane. I don't need database. I can ditch my database, and we can already implement it. I have to tell it to Sasha. That's gonna be. He's from Ukraine, so we are speaking in Ukrainian. So, but does it mean that people actually do this type of workflow where they host their posts on the WordPress and then just get them? The DB equal to WordPress. Jamstack. Frontend, anything, React to UGS. This is so... Okay, that clicks for me. Because it feels got to run as usual. Yeah, thank you. By the way, if you need help with the front end, feel free to ping me. Yeah, thank you, man. That was really helpful. Thank you. You're front end dev. Yeah, I see. It's insane how few sentences that you said can save me so much time. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you too. Thank you. Well, it just basically took me the whole evening of work. I'm basically done with the database. Upload first topic to database. I would say it's done. I'm gonna need to rethink how I'm gonna structure them, because I do want to structure them in a different way. I can just basically write a WordPress article to each of the topics I want to have, and I can even include the tests in there. Yeah, I could. I need to think how it's gonna be with tests though, because we're gonna have basically the way we have it is that we have here a collection of topics, which I can definitely get from the I can get it from the WordPress, that's for sure. And then the tasks, of course I can also upload them. Yeah, I can just upload them immediately in the WordPress. I think that would be actually the best solution. Because would it be the best solution though? Yeah, we just basically, so what we're gonna do is have some kind of separator between the actual content and then the tasks, and then we're just gonna get everything in one. We're just gonna parse them in a smart way, and we're gonna put tasks into the tasks and then render the content. I definitely need to make it not accessible for everyone if I want to use it for the website where I'm gonna charge for it. ID. It even has IDs. Okay, then it's time to read about GraphQL. Then I've heard about GraphQL so much, but I don't know what it is exactly. So let's say learn GraphQL. And I'm gonna put it in the progress. So let's have a look what is GraphQL. Just GraphQL. A query language for your API. GraphQL is a query language for APIs and runtime fulfilling those queries with your existing data. Let's client the power. Ask for what you need, get exactly that. That's it. Okay. Isn't it the all the databases? Ask what you need, get exactly that. Send a GraphQL query to your API and get exactly what you need, nothing more, nothing less. This description couldn't be more vague. Okay, I guess it doesn't make sense to just learn it in that way. I need to try it out. Okay, learn. Introduction to GraphQL. GraphQL services created to define types, queries and mutations. That doesn't say me anything. I am missing. So what I'm missing is why do we need it? That's what I'm missing. Hero name, friends. Let's see. Let me try to watch some YouTube tutorials. I think. Let me switch so that you can also see. Nope, not this one. I think that's gonna be this one. So in this setup, you should be able to hear the voice. Let's see, GraphQL. Next.js. I'm not sure if Next.js is relevant. Alright, let's have a look at the Fireship.
GraphQL, a query language for reading and
if someone is watching and you can hear it,
as a backend
write in the chat that you can hear it.
GraphQL provides a type system where you can describe a schema for your data. In turn, this gives front-end consumers of the API the power to explore and request the exact data they need. Traditionally, web developers have consumed APIs using REST, where data entities live on a bunch of URLs on a server. When a request is received, the API responds with the full data payload of that entity. That sounds simple enough, but there are two potential drawbacks here. We may need multiple entities at one time, in which case each request is underfetching the actual data we want. In other cases, we may only want a small subset of a data entity, in which case we need to overfetch from the API. And that, of course, is bad for the environment.
How dare you!
Instead of multiple URLs, a GraphQL API has a single entry point. Data is queried or fetched by describing it with a syntax that mirrors its return shape in JSON. The front-end developer describes the data they want, while the back-end developer writes code to resolve the request. And it all happens in a syntax that can work with any programming language. We can start defining a schema with our own custom objects using the type keyword. A type can have multiple fields, like a unique ID, and we'll make that required with a bang. Let's also give it integer and string values, then create a relationship with another type. A creator can have many videos, which we can represent by wrapping the type in brackets. On the flip side, a video belongs to a creator. Now, every GraphQL API has a query type, which is the main entry point for a consumer of the API. We can query a list of videos or an individual user based on their ID. That's how a consumer reads data, but they may also want to mutate data, in which case we implement a mutation type that defines how data can be modified on the API. From there, we can define code to resolve this data in any programming language. Once deployed, any developer consuming this API will be able to explore it with a complete understanding of all possible queries and data entities, which means the tooling can autocomplete your query as you type it out in your editor. This has been GraphQL in 100 seconds. If you want to see more short videos like this, make sure to like and...
I think Fireship is awesome in what he does, but of course that's not gonna explain. It's not gonna explain. So let's do some kind of very quick course on it. Not like 3 hours. GraphQL in 40 minutes.
In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you what GraphQL is, why you should be using GraphQL, and by the end...
Or you know what? GraphQL Next.js, that's gonna be much more relevant. Next.js. Let's try this. Oh.
Here we have a Next.js application that's using Next.js
Let me know if it's still
and
out.
React 18.2. You'll also notice inside of here that we have GraphQL code generator installed with the client preset plugin. We also have a custom script for running the code gen and running our backend. This will run a backend locally so we can interface with it from our Next.js application, and it will create APIs to create, read, update and delete, as well as link entities from this simple GraphQL SDL. Now, because this is a Next.js 13 app, we won't be using the pages directory, so we can get rid of that, and instead we'll create a new page inside of the app directory called page.tsx. Here we'll create a new page and we'll export a simple h1 tag, so we can use the new app directory instead of...
Okay, let's see, where can I... Let's say I want to get it difficult for me. Yeah, difficult for me. I don't understand. Second week learning or seeing front-end development for the first time. Let's take this one. Let's take this one. Lesson, exactly. So here, if I can fetch here the lesson, that would be a good point. So what is he doing? Let me increase. Is it the whole quality that YouTube can give me? That seems a little bit strange.
Out of the app directory called page.tsx. Here we'll create a new...
By the way, can you hear clearly the sound here?
Page, and we'll export a simple h1 tag, so we can use the new app directory. Instead of the next config, we'll need to add an experimental flag that we want to use the new app directory. So we'll set this to true. Now that's set, let's head back to our terminal, and instead of one window, we'll run our backend. Then, instead of another, we'll run our application. We can see here in the terminal that Next 13 has updated our TS config, but our server is running and ready to go. So let's head on over to localhost 3000, and here we can see the H1.
Whoa. Is it the normal speed? It just in 1 minute, it just spit it out for me so much stuff. Wait a second. What was this one? GraphQL. Did I just miss here a few seconds or what?
Here we have a Next.js application that's using Next.js 13 and React 18.2. You'll also notice inside of here that we have GraphQL code generator installed with the client preset plugin. We also have a custom script for running the code gen and running our backend. This will run a backend locally so we can interface with it from our Next.js application, and it will create APIs to create, read, update and delete, as well as link entities from this simple GraphQL SDL. Now, because this is a Next.js 13 app, we won't be using the pages directory, so we can get rid of that. And
wait. So I don't understand. How do I? Let's go back. How do I set it up? Code. This code. JavaScript. npm install GraphQL. That would be the first step. npm install GraphQL. Okay. Now, what is the next? Did it just create here some kind of folder? It didn't. Okay, let's search GraphQL Next.js. So GraphQL sounds like something super powerful. I don't really understand it, but it sounds like something really cool. I will get to the root of it. Okay, the backend. I don't really want to spin up the backend. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT Classic. Can you explain? Let's ask not ChatGPT Classic. Let's ask the ChatGPT that I created specifically for me to explaining stuff with the Salesforce concept. Can you explain for me GraphQL? I don't know anything about it, but I'm good with Salesforce Development. I have an endpoint and I want to test my GraphQL with it. ChatGPT is really slow today. Since you're experienced in Salesforce development, I'll tailor the explanation of GraphQL. Okay. Let's forget about Salesforce. I just wanted to have an analogy with the Salesforce. Didn't want actually to suggest that I'm implementing something with the Salesforce. Let's forget about Salesforce. Let's say I am developing a Next.js app. I have my Next.js app for teaching Apex. I have all my materials in the WordPress. How could GraphQL help me to query those texts? It's a powerful approach, okay. Okay, so there is some VP GraphQL can expose GraphQL API that allows you to efficiently fetch data you need. Here's how GraphQL. Okay, so I'm gonna put here my Excalibur because that's the way I understand things. Okay, so here's our WordPress, right? That's WordPress. Now it does have an API here, right? So let's example like this. Let's say it's an API. And we also have our Next.js stuff. Next.js. Let me actually change the shape of it to something like this. So that's our API, right? How do we combine those things? So I'm gonna request some data and I'm gonna receive some data. Now, as far as I understand, so if I understand it correctly, this is my current understanding of the way it works. We have here GraphQL. Basically a plugin that makes our API in the form of GraphQL. And then here in the Next.js, we just need to define types, and we need to query the data. Query from GraphQL, right? Now that opens for me few questions that I don't understand. First, is GraphQL a solution only for this part? Only solution to actually make your API endpoint in this specific form, or is it also for querying the stuff? Let's keep reading. Okay, let's start with installing this WordPress GraphQL. VP GraphQL. Gemstack is also sounds interesting. Wait, is it data and business logic, improving flexibility? Headless CMS, I guess that's I mean, right, why would we ever build our own database and all of this? We are basically, what we try to do is to recreate WordPress. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Oops. Okay, it does make sense. Get started. Okay, that's how I want to see. I want to see how GraphQL IDE and tools. Why do we need the whole IDE for that? Insomnia. Fetch. From a browser console. Fetch, I see. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's such thing as an Apple client. Posts and pages, that's exactly what I need. Okay, now how do I install? Let me install and play around with this thing. Build rich JavaScript application with WordPress and GraphQL. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. This is so good because we're gonna be writing our stuff not in the plain editor and then uploading it to the database. Like how sick was this idea? Imagine building and then what we probably the next idea we would come up with, user sequelize. White Moon, welcome. The next idea that we would come up with probably would be to create our own editor. And then we're basically slowly building up on WordPress, which is completely unnecessary for our purpose. This is so good. What do you mean by user sequelize? Let's see, how do I install this thing? How do I install this thing? Download the plugin. Download. Alright. Now let's go to the admin panel. And now it's gonna take ages until I log in it. Oh my god. Because the company couldn't build the normal website. Look, we can even count. And you know what's the funny part? What do you want to do? Hey, so amazing. What do I want to do? So I want to take my WordPress website and I wanted to upload. How familiar are you with what I'm building? So I am building here a coding basically school for people to learn Salesforce development. And I already have some material that I just was writing blogs explaining certain topics. Now I want to take these materials and basically put in my Next.js application. Now the sick idea that I had is to take all of this thing and upload to the database and then get all of this stuff from the database. Now smart people on Twitch told me that that's not a good idea, and now I'm exploring the option of how can I connect GraphQL into my WordPress, and then I'm gonna just simply query everything that I need from my WordPress website. And whenever I need to create new topics, I'm just gonna create new WordPress stuff, and I'm not gonna publish it, just gonna create it, which is a really good idea. Okay, let's see. I think I need to go here to plugins. Okay, a lot of different plugins. Add a new plugin. It should be GraphQL. This one. Install now, so I don't need to download it. Okay, install now. That sounds good. Okay, let's activate this. Now the catch about everything that I told, the catch is that I have no idea about what is GraphQL. I just imagine this level of someone just suggested use Sequelize to connect to GraphQL. Someone suggested for me in Twitch to do that, and I'm just exploring this. Sequelize npm. Promise-based node, ORM tools for Postgres. Easy to use promise-based. It's easy. I am okay. Why can't I just make an API call and get my data from my WordPress if I know all the credentials and if I know the endpoint? Await user create. I see. So it's user destroy find all. Yeah, why can I mean I'm sure there's a tons of stuff that I'm not using. The problem is that why not using Firebase? Well, because so I wanted to use MongoDB, which is kind of would be the same thing as using Firebase, right? But the problem is that I need to take the data out of the WordPress, I need to parse it, and then I need to upload to the database. And whenever I want to add something new, I need to upload it again. And the HTML code is get really messy and so on. So I hope that I can just upload everything and write everything into WordPress and use it in the WordPress. Let's see. First, I wanna see how this plugin works. I wanna just click on the plugin and see what are the options, what are even configurations there. Are there any configurations? I guess so, right? Where's my GraphQL? Here we go, GraphQL. I see. Oh, they have even IDE built in. All right, okay. I think Firebase might be easy way to do, but yes, you now speak of migration might take. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I was about to spend my whole evening on migrating just one topic. So I would spend easy the next 30 hours migrating the stuff, and then I would have a problem that I would be writing something, and to upload the stuff on my website, I would need to go and upload it into the MongoDB, which would be quite an overkill. Versus now, I can just basically go in the WordPress and write it in the WordPress, and that's it. And then I just add. I mean, it's not that's it. I still need to do it in the backend and frontend to combine everything, but still, it's so much easier, especially because WordPress gives you all the possibilities to write down stuff. All the text editing. But yeah, Firebase is good. I mean, yeah. Okay, so now I'm staring at this empty screen. I'm a little bit afraid to click on the execute. Okay, nothing happens. Help. Getting started. Intro to GraphQL. Oh, okay. This is what I wanted. Who are new to working with GraphQL? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is what I need. I need the basic. I need to know just enough to get my stuff done. Okay, let's see. So hello, let's run it. Hello. Okay, what a nice hello world. What a nice hello world. But it means that I click on something and it executes. I saw here some suggestions. Let's run here some suggestions. Oh, what is Query Composer? Oh, okay, nice, interesting. Let's delete all of this. Page. I need posts. What is this H? Did you just add this H? Okay, posts. Okay, what is this H? I guess this is just GraphQL syntax. Okay. Well, let's say, so what I want to query? I want to query my posts, right? So what do I need? I definitely need the content. I don't need author. I don't care about author. I need the content. I don't need date. I don't care about the date. Post ID, I guess. I don't know how you're using WordPress as a backend, but I'm curious that WordPress can handle the same security role-based authentication authorization as Mongo and Firebase. Yes, I think so. I think they can. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but I mean, so I'm not using it as a backend, okay? I'm using it just to populate the lessons on my website. That's it. So I'm not really using it for the whole backend. And I don't need role-based authentication and authorization. I just need to, basically what I need some place where I can save the whole data, and then I need an easy way to get this data, and I need an easy way to modify the data there and upload the data and basically migrate it. So I think it's gonna do this. I think it's gonna do the trick actually. Well, I don't need anything else, so I can just click on run. Okay, anyway, so if I'm running into errors, means I need to keep... Okay, and the data returned matches the shape of the request. This is interesting. This is interesting. But why I'm getting all the time errors? Oh, I have an idea. Maybe it's because I'm not including ID. Where's my... I do include ID, but it wants to know what ID. I see. Let's say what ID. I'm not really sure what... Oh, come on, just load. Ugh, load, come on. I'm not sure how to get the ID exact of the post. Okay, let's say I'm gonna have an ID, so I need the content. Okay, format, row, rendered, let's say. And okay, let's say I want to have this one. By the way, which browser is that? It looks nice in here. You won't believe which browser it is. You won't believe. This is Microsoft Edge on Mac. So, yeah, it is what it is. Sounds very interesting. Thank you. Yeah, cannot query root query. Of course you can. Like, H is a very strange syntax around this one. The ID input is invalid. Make sure you set the proper ID type for your input. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. How do I know the ID of my post? Okay, I have an idea how to do that. I know. I'm just gonna go here. That's the ID. That's the ID. Edge is actually good for browsing. Yeah. Mihai, I remember you saved me yesterday a lot of time. Yeah, Edge is actually good. For now, I think it's one of the best browsers for just browsing. I used to have this one, Arc. It's quite good, but they have the same plugins as in Chrome. I think Edge is built on the Chromium engine, so I think that it has the same plugins. I used to have this one, which is definitely built on Chromium engine, but I got so annoyed by the left bar because there are a lot of apps that are just not made for the left bar, and I had so many trouble just closing it. So I don't know. So this left bar, it also has left bar, right? So the idea is the same, but it is so much more compact. You just see basically the icons here, so it's really good. And I like the idea of having left bar much better than anything else. Okay, so whatever. So I have here an ID, right? So that should be the right ID. So why is GraphQL telling me that the ID is wrong? ID. The ID input is invalid. Make sure the proper ID type. Okay, let's delete this thing and let's try it again. ID. That's gonna be the ID. Now that's it. Can I just run this? I see. I see. Those are required fields. As preview. True. ID type. I don't know. Let's try all of them. Okay, let's try database ID. Why is it going away, this thing? Do I have more required fields? No. This is interesting, so that doesn't return me any error. Oh, I also want to have content. Where's the content? See content, format, role. Content, no, probably it's not called content probably then. How is it called then? Content and then rendered. Okay, I see, it's called rendered. It's not raw, it's rendered. Yes, nice. Okay, now I understand how to make this query from the GraphQL. Now my understanding is that actually that would be exactly the same query as we would be doing from the Next.js. That's my idea. Not sure if it's true, but I hope it's true. Because if that's the query that we need, it's super easy. Let's ask ChatGPT. I've made this query in GraphQL. I have made in GraphQL in WordPress. How can I make the same query from, let's say, from my Next.js app? I don't have any setup locally. Let's see. Oh, what I see that it doesn't really know here what is the endpoint actually, so I might need quite a bit of setup. Okay, I need a GraphQL client. That's what it says. Now the question is, what is the GraphQL client? So if I go back to my Xcali draft, then basically what it means that I also need to have here a GraphQL client. So from Is the project open for contribution? I'm a front-end dev. You see me struggling. You see me struggling. I already have a front-end developer working on that. It's just that there's quite a lot of, he's a junior and he doesn't know all the tricks like people on Twitch. So there's a lot of stuff, but I would like to make it open. So maybe maybe if this one fails, I'm gonna make the next one open source, and basically that everyone can contribute, because I don't see a way for, I would like to have someone contributing to that. I would love it, but I don't see how could I make it, because I don't know. So the idea is that I charge for this project, right? So it means that if I get help from other people, I need to pay you as well. So it means I need to but we have like zero money for now, zero revenue. So it's kind of like, I know it's very strange. So for now I'm working alone, and I hope that I learn just enough, or I make enough revenue with this project. But I'm also learning those things, so I'm up for learning. I know I look like I'm struggling, and I do struggle. I do struggle. But I tell you, I have learned in the last 2 weeks more than I have learned in the last year working as a developer. Especially the streaming part. This is so awesome. Your guys, you're pushing me so much. And sometimes people just go in like simple sphere, just go in, fly in, leave few sentences, and then 20 hours, 30 hours of job for me saved. So it's awesome. Okay, so we need GraphQL here as well. That's what ChatGPT says. And one more thing about it. The bottleneck of this project is not the front-end part. We are doing here front-end, but the bottleneck of this project is actually creating content. Because there's so much more to creating content. It's really hard. Maybe so I will be streaming the whole process until we launch, and after we launch everything, I'm gonna be streaming it. If we have some revenue, I'm gonna stream it. You're gonna see how much I'm gonna struggle while we will be writing the content for the website and actually coming up with tasks. Yes, I totally understand. We are just in infancy stage, so we are also for learning, not money. It's okay. Are you also coding a startup or something? Okay, so it says that I need to set up Apollo client in Next.js. You will need to install Apollo client and its dependencies. Run this command in your Next.js. Before I run anything that ChatGPT says to me, I want to read about what I want to run. That's cool. Apollo client. Apollo client is a comprehensive state management library for JavaScript that enables you to manage both local and remote with GraphQL. Use it to fetch, cache, and modify application data, all while automatically updating your UI. Oh, I wonder how it's gonna work with the Redux. Because I hear state management, and I know that it somehow has something to do with the Redux. Apollo, Redux versus Redux. Do they do the same thing? Apollo is suitable for managing remote data, and 20% of it was managed in the separate Redux store, hence Apollo GraphQL no longer require Redux. Okay, are they... But they're basically doing the same thing, right? It's just that Apollo is made for GraphQL, and Redux is probably in general state management. I'm just normal fresher front-end dev from India. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I mean, if you're front-end dev, you have so many options. It's so cool to be a front-end developer. So why you could switch? Okay. Let's ask this thing, ChatGPT. Because I know that Sasha is working on implementing Redux. So how Apollo is different from Redux? Do I have water here somewhere? No, I don't. It's fine. Serve different primary purpose in web, although they have some overlapping functionality, especially in the context of state management. Okay, I see. I approximately understand what they mean. I'm quite sure that just Apollo is just made specifically for the as a GraphQL client, and Redux is just in general state management. Yeah, I see that. Okay, so what do we have here? First, we need to install the Apollo client. Let's see. Where's my... Oh, no. Stop. That's... Alright. Okay, we have this one. Now we need to initialize it somewhere. Create a new file, apollo client.js. Redux is just a simple way to handle data globally in a front-end for and Apollo just for handling GraphQL API, I guess. Yeah, that's my understanding as well. That's how I understand it. Okay, let's create, doesn't matter where, let's create somewhere something like, I guess it goes here in the lib, and let's call it Apollo client.ts. Is TypeScript gonna complain about something? No. I'm gonna close it. Okay. What WordPress GraphQL endpoint? I don't know how to get it exactly, but that's not so important. Well, I would say, okay, let's see. Can it be this thing, for example? No, I don't think so. Let's ask it. How do I get my WordPress GraphQL endpoint? Yeah, it is installed and activated. Come on. I know that it's installed. I wouldn't ask you how to get this. Okay. So basically what it says that if I run here like this, I should be able to see my GraphQL endpoint. Let's see. I mean, that sounds right. I'm running this request and it gives me something that something about GraphQL. Have you tried IE from Microsoft and Edge? Yeah, it's actually good. It's basically ChatGPT for free. quite cool thing as well. Query. Query. Okay. So, yeah, now let's test it out if that actually runs from the Next.js. Well, let's see. Okay. How many platforms are you streaming now currently? Just to Twitch and YouTube. All client. Create a poll. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's say we have this get post, use query, blah blah blah. License details, and then we're gonna have this div dangerous post content. Let's say I'm gonna include everything that ChatGPT said to me. Data content. That looks good. I think it's no. I want to have to debug it as well. So it would be console.log, let's say data, and also I want to log client. I might need to stringify them to see. Okay. But I think I'm gonna get an exception anyway, right? But that still sounds strange because I don't think we would make. What is this? How? What? It's not even accepting as an argument something like this. What is this weird syntax? Okay. How does this part work? How does this part work? Should it be I'm using TypeScript. Oh wow, 2 responses. Okay. I actually like this mode, 2 different responses. They both find those responses. They basically say the same. Okay, I see. So this is the syntax for this type of strings that are enclosed here. All right. Okay, I think the one on the right. No, I think the one on the left is good. I don't like, they called tag templates. Yeah, never heard about this. Tagged templates, template literals. That's the JavaScript thing, right? Well, I heard about those. But I didn't hear about like the syntax where you put this here. Interesting. Learning a little bit of JavaScript. That's nice. Okay. But that's it. That should be it. Let's see if now it's gonna fail. Okay, the deployment was successful, so let's see. Localhost. I think first I need to connect the work. Okay, now where's that page? SQL. So I go to the SQL query, then I go here. Okay, an error. That was expected. Like no one expects it to work from the first try, right? So I quite expected to see. Of course, I would be happy if that wasn't true, but nah. Use query. An error occurred. For more details, see the full error at Go Apollo Dev. I think one of the reasons might be that we want to actually make it a client component. Use query. React create context is not available. The Apollo functionality you're trying to use is only available React client components. Yeah, exactly. So here we need to say use client. Use client. I wonder why though, because... And then I cannot make it asynchronous. Because it kind of makes sense to have GraphQL on the backend, not on the front end. Because why would you have those API queries on the front end? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, I can restructure it so that it doesn't use that much of client components, but anyway, that's a very weird thing that I don't understand for now. Okay, it says loading. Loading if loading return. I doubt that it should take that much time. Loading. Nah, something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. And I don't see any debug because it doesn't go here that far. So I need to put it here. Client. Oh, is it constantly now running those things? Wait, stop. How can I stop it? Wait. I don't like it because will it overload my server that I have with Cloud Prism? It's basically just running in the loop. What the hell is that? I know this in React query. If any parameter is missing or API fails, the default state for loading is always true. Yeah, possible, but why was it calling like all the time? So look at this. And now it calls so many times. Let's make it fail. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, why is this code making so many requests in the loop and always displays loading? Use query hook. I guess it might be due to many instances of Apollo client be getting created. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's this part. Use query hook. This setup is likely causing unnecessary re-renders. Ah, okay, so it's probably triggering something to re-render and then it's run. Okay, let's break down the potential cause. Repeated Apollo client initialization. A lack of query variables. Use query hook is not only using any variables to dynamically fetch it. Yeah, that's fine. Don't really care about this. Yeah, what if I need to instantiate here? That would make more sense, right? It totally makes more sense. Let's see. Oh, okay, that fixed there. Okay. Whew. Now I'm at least not DDoSing my own website. Okay, so we have here download Apollo DevTools. Let's download them. Get, allow, add extension. Look, I can add to the edge. I can add a Chrome extension, which is nice, right? Let's see, where's this Apollo? Let's make it visible. Okay, that's the query bound. It's time to change some browser. It is. I mean, what was the killer feature that Chrome, and when was it the last time it produced something? It's been ages. Like, I remember using Chrome in the way it was 10 years ago. Chrome 10 years ago and Chrome now is almost exactly the same. Okay, so the first thing, it's undefined. What is the data is undefined, and the client is something blah blah blah, and I get an error. It would be nice to see the error. Why I'm logging everything except the error? Doesn't make sense. Okay, error, and I'm not gonna. Okay, let's log everything. That's fine. Unexpected token doc type is not a valid JSON. Okay, so I guess I'm getting some kind of very weird response and it fails to save this response somewhere. And what is even client? What is client? Ah, okay, so this is this client. Okay, I see. Create Apple. And oh, I didn't include here the I didn't include here the endpoint. Okay, that kind of explains it. Let's see, I think that my endpoint would be this whole thing, and then GraphQL. Ooh, I do get the data. Nice, it works. It works, this is so awesome. It looks ugly, but it works. Now I wonder the next challenge is how to make sense out of it. how to basically make it in the same way as I had it on my website. But this is a little bit of magic that it works. I think a really good indicator for a nice tool is that you can set it up in, let's say, 15 minutes, which I did, and you can use it easily as someone who doesn't understand some kind of HTML parser. And yeah, HTML parser. Yep. Not only HTML. I mean, this is. I know that. Is there a smart way of doing that? Look, they even work. Even the links work. Like if I click here, you can see that even the links work. I guess it's not problem with. And even look here, the bold way of writing it. I don't know. I feel like getting a beer or something by saving me 30 hours basically of migrating WordPress into the database. I'm so happy about that. If I can make it basically behaving in the way I want. So I guess there's some tags, for example this one, that's supposed to be code. So it's supposed to be kind of enclosed in the code tag. And I guess that it doesn't really display properly here in my Tailwind setup. But it also does respond to some degree to what I have, because here we have margin here on the left side, right? So it's not totally out. So we can make it behave in the way we want. Now let's ask ChatGPT, how can I style? I'm sure there's a smart way. I'm sure there's a smart way. I just don't know the smart way. How can I make? How do I even ask for it? The problem is that, okay, so here's how the post looks in here, right? So look at this. It is quite similar, right? So you can see the here bold, here list, here, and here we have a code. Now the thing about this, that I want to see it approximately the same way. And I want to see it exactly the same way. And yeah, I can parse. I don't have anything against parsing. But can we make some kind of rewriting of styles? So let's say this one, let's say we get a style here. So for example, this one, I'm sure it is enclosed in some kind of class here. Look at this class, language, SQL, line numbers, code. So here the code tag. If let's see, next JS code tag, or display code. Just like how we do web scraping, some techniques might work here. I don't really know those techniques. I mean, if you know how exactly it works, right? I'm up for it. You need to copy the CSS code from the old website. Oh, this is really good idea. That's the idea that I want. That's exactly what I've been missing. That's okay. Go to appearance theme editor. Let's see. Let's go to the appearance theme editor. Appearance theme file editor. Okay, so we are really close. We are really close to making it happen. That file, template, tutor, template parts, templates. It might be in the template. Add hub. Functions, asset, style, editor.css. What is this one? Hello, I'm new here. Khalid, welcome, welcome. I have an idea. What if I can look it up here? Can I look up here the styles? Style.css. Teams, AdHub, assets, style.css. What are you doing? So I'm coding my startup for a coding school. And I'm trying to get the data out of my WordPress to work properly. Okay, look at this. I think that's what I need. It looks like it. Let me check. For example, let's take this one and let's see if I can. If I, for example, can find this color. If I can find this color there, it means. Yeah, okay. I can't. Style editor.css. Okay, maybe there's something different. We have WooCommerce, definitely not. Tutor, templates, template, single, sidebar, search, page, page template, lib. What is lib? Class. Let's see. Ah, assets, CSS. Okay, that sounds style.css. I think that's it. I think that's the style.css. Is it opening? Oh, it's still loading. Okay, I see. It's still loading. What styles are you trying to get? So I'm trying to get, so look how it looks, right? So it does get some styles here when I get it from the WordPress, but not all of them. And they look ugly. So I'm trying to make it look like it was here, with those things, for example. Doesn't mean I'm gonna keep it that way, but I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to understand the basically the flow. And I guess those are the styles. Okay, still doesn't search for it. Copy the whole file directory from the browser, then you delete the extra files. Yeah, but look at this, how much it is. I don't think in a headless WordPress. So if I understand correctly what you mean, then yes. Then I don't know. So headless WordPress, I don't know how much. I don't know exactly what headless means, but I assume yes. Okay, I learned that you can actually do it this way, basically an hour ago, so don't judge me. Yeah, I don't wanna copy 15,000 lines of CSS. So I wanna find the style that basically responds for the means WordPress as a backend and Next.js whatever is a frontend. Kind of yes. Basically, I have let's say like 12 topics that I'm storing in the WordPress, and yeah, I want to keep my basically creating content for this website with a WordPress, and then having Next.js as a front end. Yes. It just sounds very weird to call WordPress backend, because we already have backend on Express.js, which is basically gonna be doing those things. Yeah, it's a mess a little bit. It's a mess a little bit, but we're gonna clean up mess if we get first customers. As soon as we get first customers, we're gonna clean up the mess. or at least as soon as we go into being profitable. But yeah, basically I'm trying to save my data into the WordPress. That's your right. And the thing that I don't understand, it does get the styles, but not all of them. But well, I can basically style it on my own, right? So I don't need to take exactly the same CSS style from them. But it would be nice to style it in the basically in the WordPress, to style them and then don't care about any styling. Because if I'm gonna start now implementing all of this rewriting and some crazy stuff, parsing, that's gonna be quite heavy. If you want block styles on front end, you could install VP package and use it in front end. This WordPress might be good for early, but somewhere you might need a sustainable, scalable solution. That's what you. Okay, so throw new error. Okay, what do you say? You're saying that if you want block styles on front end, you could install VP package and use it in front end. You mean VP package for Next.js? VP package Next.js. Yes. Oh, I see. You'll find the package. Thank you. I'm gonna send it to my team member because he really needs to read this thing. It changes completely the way we wanted to do it. It's so good. It's so good. Front end, back end, yes. Back end functions, front end functions, WordPress server. Now I understand. It all makes sense. It makes so much more sense than what we try to do. Okay, I have this step done, that's for sure. Build the front end with Next.js. Oh, okay, I see. So this is probably what you mean, this CMS WordPress. CMS WordPress. I'm kind of wondering, is it gonna be also search engine optimi- will it be oh my god, my English. Can Google actually index these things if we write it this way? I guess so, right? I mean, it indexes my WordPress. Why not? Okay, I see. So here's the GraphQL. I have this tab, populate content. Yeah, I have this stuff. And now I need to set up the environmental variables. Okay, let's try to do that. Let's try to do these things. copy the env local example file in this directory to env local, which is ignored by get. Huh? Did I miss here a step? And said what press? Okay, so I see. I already have env. That's what they mean. Equal GraphQL, and it's gonna be Cloud Prism. Okay, so npm install WordPress block library. Then import the style sheets into your decoupled frontend app like this. Import WordPress common.css. Okay. I see. Let's say we have this one. Wait. That's different. That's different. Then import the style sheets into your decoupled frontend app like this. That's what you mean? Like this, for example? Okay, yeah, an article. Thank you for that. Thrown you error. I really appreciate the help. Gutenberg in the handless WordPress render blocks. So what you're telling me, it sounds like I don't even need the GraphQL. Okay, this option too. Okay, let's see. Blocks use graph. Ah, okay. So this is the GraphQL. Okay, I see. And you say this is the option two. Okay, so they don't have. Okay, I see. Let's go back. Render Gutenberg blocks as HTML and core Gutenberg. What are the Gutenberg? What is the Gutenberg? Okay, you can paragraph an image, the markup for each. Oh, I see. So this is basically already done for us. Content post and an article. Okay, that sounds like an easy setup. Where do you have those imports though? Yes, exactly. I was trying, so I was basically I'm trying to get the ideally I would just write the whole block in the WordPress, and then it's gonna be displayed in the Next.js. Exactly in the same way. So it would be displaying in the CSS as well, right? So because, yeah, we need the CSS part as well. I'm not so sure though, because it looks like it does get some CSS stuff. It shows you the imports, yeah, style blocks. Let's see, import. That doesn't look like just like traditional. Okay, so this is, I already had this one. But that doesn't look like, wait, import into your decoupled frontend app like this. But where does it go? It doesn't belong to here, to the component, right? Because it does. Okay, this is just I see. I'm just not used to the syntax. Okay, so basically I have my GraphQL. So on the GraphQL stuff, nothing changes. Just this thing changes. And I need to have here GraphQL. Typo. GraphQL. Okay, let's see. I feel like I feel like I missed one of the steps. But let's see. Let's try it out. Okay, so it did change something. It did change something, but the styles, they were not applied. I mean, they were applied, but not in the... Okay, I think I know what's the reason. And the reason for that probably is because I am importing wrong styles. That's probably the reason. Assets, CSS. So when I look at this page, let's say this one, Sokol. Where's this? I already have it. So when I look at this page, I can see that this is, so the black color. The black color is basically indicator for me that I'm getting it. Oh, it looks like... Okay, guys, it looks like I forgot that I have a meeting now. I do have a meeting exactly now with one of my students that I'm teaching Salesforce Development. So I'm gonna need to make a break, and then otherwise, if they don't pay me, I don't have anything to eat. So I guess that's gonna be it for today, and I'm gonna continue tomorrow. I was too captivated for that. Throw new error, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just basically in 2 hours I made 30 hours progress. Thank you so much everyone and I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow and after tomorrow. Thank you, and see you everyone.